Did you know that we already invented time travel? Oh, it's called photos and videos. So let me use this amazing scientific breakthrough to take you for a ride back in time. The year is 2017. I was much slimmer, shaved, and Game of Thrones was still considered to be the best show on television. And this year I also did my first solo trip to Japan. And it is awesome. Was awesome? Will have been awesome? Well, anyway, let's do this. Where we're going, we won't need this. Well, we might need this still, but, we got a time machine, so we don't need a passport. Alright, everything is set. It's time to go back in time. Okay, maybe not that far. So let's try again. 3, 2, 1, initialize time warp. My 2017 Japan trip started on September 27th. After a quick flight from Prague to Frankfurt, I had to catch my connection to Nagoya. The schedule was tight, but I made it. Frankfurt airport is massive, and when the Germans say that it takes 20 minutes to get to your gate, it does take 20 freaking minutes. After landing at Nagoya airport, which lies on an artificial island, the journey was still far from over that day, because my goal was to reach a remote city in Gifu Prefecture called Gujo Hachiman. From the airport, I had to take 2 different trains to get to Minoota Station in Gifu Prefecture, where I transferred to a private line that goes to Gujo City. Why would anyone want to go to Gujo? Well, it's a fantastic little city, nestled in the forests and mountains, but that doesn't mean there's little to do. As they say, the journey is more important than the destination. But here, it goes both ways. Trust me on that. The trip is stunning, and once the train takes you out of the city sprawl, you are rewarded with beautiful scenic ride along the Nagara River. Hence the name of the railway company, Nagaragawa Tetsudo. It's one of the most beautiful train rides in all of Japan. A little word of advice. Gujo Station is not located directly in the center of the city, so after I arrived, I had to walk a few kilometers from the station to my ryokan. But I couldn't find any staff. It was kind of strange, this never happened in Japan. And I remember that after a few moments, a guy came in and he was delivering medicine or something. And he asked me, if I was, working there. So I had to explain with my limited Japanese that I'm just a traveler. Sumimasen, tada no tabibito desu. But after a while, the owner of the place arrived and I could check in and take a little nap because I was pretty jet lagged after the journey. After I took the nap, I just went for a little walk to enjoy the stunning sunset in the mountains, and that pretty much concluded day one. I think I took a bath before going to sleep because it was a ryokan, so you want to take advantage of that. The next day was much more productive for sure. I actually woke up early to take some photos of the river, and there's this one I'm still kind of proud of. After that, I went back to my room to enjoy a cup of green tea and to take in the beauty of that morning, which was kind of cold and misty. But soon the rolling mist suddenly started to disappear and there was light. I had my breakfast, which was quite good. I packed my gear and went out. First stop, Gujo Castle, which is located on a hill overlooking the city. It has this nice little white keep that reminded me of Shimabara Castle in Kyushu. As with many Japanese castles, there's not really much to see inside, so the main prize is the observation deck, and the view was stunning. You can basically see the entire city, which lies in a valley surrounded by hills covered with lush forests. It's a sight to behold. After that, I went down to the city to check the food replica shop. You probably know that restaurants in Japan have these immaculate food replicas on display at the entrance to showcase their menu. Well, they are made here in Gujo, and they make for a nice little souvenir. I also checked the river and talked to local fishermen. They were catching ayu, or sweetfish. This one guy who reminded me of Clint Eastwood told me that these fish only live in pristine waters. He was using a 9-meter long fishing rod made out of carbon fiber. Apparently it cost a small fortune. I decided to give ayu a try. There's lots of places in Gujo where you can have it freshly grilled, salted, and it's quite pleasant. After that, I went to recharge to my room and re-emerged later in the afternoon. I went to find this little charming alley with a stream running along called Yanakamizu no Komichi. I found the alley and it was quite charming indeed. And I took a few pictures, and there's one I really like, and I decided to go for a black and white edit. Slowly I was getting quite hungry, and I heard that eel is also one of the local specialities. After a quick research, I found the right place, a small family restaurant called Uotora. And boy, not only was it the best eel I ever had, but the staff was also incredibly friendly. They gave me this little tea mug as a gift. That never happened to me before. It was amazing. I had to hit the sack quite early that night. The next morning I was about to move camp. Alright, this concludes the first part of our journey back in time. In the next one, I'll be fighting a massive hangover and some aggressive deers in Nara. See you again soon.